Hi, this is David Davis, vExpert, and I'm glad to be here with Dylan Kulesza, who's the Vice President of Engineering and Security at Tribune Publishing. How you doing, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Great. Today we're talking about vmTurbo and how it has helped you in your infrastructure over time. So, first I'd like to start off just by learning about, how did this all get started? What's been going on at Tribune Publishing where you felt that a virtualization and hybrid cloud management tool was necessary at all?
Yeah, there was a couple of factors that intersected at the same time. In our organization, media and publishing in general, there's a lot of pressures put on technology to reduce costs. And so through various activities such as application rationalization, looking at outsourcing our environment, we were able to see different challenges in different areas where there's a common answer to all of the problems. So for example, in our application rationalization, we identified 145 technology tools within our environment. Looking at those tools, we identified 3 to 4 just in virtualization management.
Wow.
Looking at our infrastructure to find how we can be more efficient in what we were providing to the business, we recognized we actually could compete with the Amazons or the Azures from a cost standpoint, but we really didn't have the visibility in the environment for the ongoing maintenance. So from a capital standpoint, the cost for us to enter and the cost to continue were much lower, but in our organization, we really had to be aware of the operating expenses and looking at how to be more efficient with our resources. So we looked at a variety of tools in our current environment, learned, they were very alertive, but they weren't reactive. So we as an organization were very reactive, but we were reactive to the information provided to us.
Right.
And that required a resource to actually take the data, perform the analysis. And we looked at these tools and looked what was on the marketplace, and we came across vmTurbo, which let us be a little more proactive.
Yeah.
And not only was it proactive in the sense of, having a user letting us know when we're having performance issues, it was proactive in the sense that it allowed our resources to focus on more strategic and innovative tasks rather than the daily operational activities. Okay,
so it allowed your group to solve the problems before they happen and prevent those problems from ever happening and all the firefighting that you would have to do when alarms would go off. Yeah, yeah. And it also gave you the visibility that you needed to, really help see what you had and then prove your case that, you could do things just as good as a public cloud could.
And the reason why visibility became very critical in our organization, we recently went through a separation. So in the separation, Tribune Company went into Tribune Publishing and Tribune Media.
Okay.
During that separation, we had a change of leadership. And so there were different financial practices our CFO expected of us. So part of his ask is how to properly forecast capital budget for the next 3 to 5 years. And the way our organization has operated, it's, again, been very reactive. If servers are broken, we go buy a server, we replace it. If we need storage, we spend, $1 million of storage that we'll need for the next 3 years. And it's really an inefficient way of managing IT.
Yeah.
One, from the time value of money, we're purchasing more capacity today than we actually need. And we weren't really able to deliver services in a just-in-time model.
Right.
So one way vmTurbo has helped us is allowing us to define predictability in our environment. So as we put these workloads into our infrastructure, we're able to see and forecast what does it look like in the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next 9 months. And that lets us flatten our capital spending, which is what any financial person appreciates.
Right.
They want that predictability. They don't want to have the spikes in their spend.
Yeah, and then how did it help your IT group to become more efficient?
Yeah, within our IT group, how we became more efficient is instead of dealing with tickets, there's a priority 1 or priority 2 outage because, performance capacity issues were occurring, we were able to automate these activities. So as we see this workload has, an increased demand on the environment, it can better allocate where in the infrastructure it should go. So a lot of these management tasks have been automated and really freed up our team to work on, other activities such as planning out software-defined networking.
Yeah, so I know that vmTurbo has a commodities-based approach to its planning and optimization. How has that helped you at Tribune Publishing?
It's helped us at Tribune Publishing because one of the, ask from our new CFO is to help him forecast capital budget over the next 3 to 5 years. And that has been a very challenging activity for us as an organization. One, if we were to replace our infrastructure one-to-one, we would be very inefficient. Looking at vmTurbo, when we were able to get visibility into our environment, we were able to make, a data decision on how much infrastructure is required for our current workload. And we actually learned we were over capacity by 50% in compute. And so had we had the capital event tomorrow in procuring the new equipment, we would have made a mistake that would have cost us about $1.5 million.
That's incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. So vmTurbo helped provide cost avoidance for $1.5 million in our compute for our environment.
Very impressive. So not only has it helped you to become more efficient in your IT group, it's helped you with planning, it's helped you with visibility, and it also helped you to avoid a massive amount of spending in the future.
Absolutely. And then the predictability in that spending. Because now when we look at our forecasting, we can say in year 3, we're going to need X amount of storage, X amount of compute. In year 5, we're going to need X amount of storage, X amount of compute. And then throughout, we can procure just in time our storage, our compute, our networking.
Very nice, very nice. Well, I appreciate your time today,
appreciate
sharing
it.
with us how vmTurbo has helped you at Tribune Publishing. Thanks so much, Dylan.
Great, thank you.